Hey everybody, Drew Dinkmeyer here to talk about the WellyMaker campaign, the 2018 edition. Last year's WellyMaker raised over $40,000, overwhelmed by the generosity and the support from the fantasy football and the DFS community. I want to thank you guys so much. That money has gone to work in Mozambique. We've been getting email updates on how the money and the investments are being distributed to deliver clean water to an estimated over 1,300 people who would never have access to clean, sustainable water solutions. I wanted to spend a little bit more in-depth time talking about why charity water for me, how I found charity water, and why I'm so passionate about this project. So it all started for me back in 2016 when I was listening to a Bill Simmons podcast, and he had a guest on that I'd never heard of, Scott Harrison, who's the CEO and founder of Charity Water. And Scott's message in that 1-hour podcast really changed my perspective on life in general. Scott was a former New York City club promoter. He had spent his whole life doing things that basically helped entertain others and provide access to those who had resources. It was fun, it was entertaining, he made a lot of friends, but he felt a little bit unfulfilled at the end of the day. And I think that message really resonated with me. I've spent my entire life outside of a brief time working in finance, basically working in fantasy sports. And with that, I bring a lot of entertainment and joy, hopefully to the people that we're providing content and subscriptions to. But in the end, we're providing excess and entertainment to people. I'm not really doing anything that can help change the world. So I've changed my mindset on things, and I've kind of dedicated my process and my winnings each year, a certain portion of those, to try to give back to areas that are certainly in need. And so why did this message resonate with me so much? Well, it's very personal to me. But beyond that, the work that Charity Water is doing is the exact type of work that I want to be involved in. It's an organization that donates 100% of your donations to water projects. All of it goes to the field. They have separate investors that cover all of their overhead costs. So you don't have to worry that your money is going to pay someone's salary that's working on the team or anything like that. Your money is going directly to the cause. Secondly, they keep you involved and they keep you updated on the process. If you contributed to last year's WellyMaker campaign, you'll notice that you got an email in May notifying you that the funds that you had contributed have been put to work in Mozambique. And Mozambique is a particular area of the world that needs a lot of help, that has many, many people that don't have access to clean water. Across the world, there's millions, 663 million people that don't have access to clean, sustainable drinking water solutions. They have to travel miles and miles and miles, and even the water that they're getting there is not particularly clean, not healthy. This leads to infectious disease, malnutrition, all sorts of problems that around the world people are trying to figure out and cure, but the source of it comes down to not being able to have access to clean water. You give people access to clean water, and they have access to change their lives around. They have access to thrive in areas. They have access to dedicate more time to not gathering and collecting the water. So they have access to be able to move upwards and enjoy a more substantial life and increase their lifespan. And so this is something that has really struck a chord with me. I grew up very privileged in the United States, never had a concern about access to clean water, never had a concern about malnutrition, never had a concern about where my next meal was coming from or how my mom or dad were going to be able to cook that meal for me with water. I never had any of these challenges, and it's simply because I won the lottery. I grew up in a privileged area from a family of resources, and I had no challenges to excel. Nothing in my way to prevent me from living a good life. And that's essentially what I want to be able to do, to give those opportunities to people around the world who just start out without a head start that we all have. So I want to thank you all for the contributions that you made last year. Whether you make contributions financially, whether you spread the word, whether you take the idea and kind of move it forward, those are all things that help the cause immensely. This year, the campaign, the goal is to match or exceed what we did last year. So last year we raised $40,000 in total. This year my wife and I have decided that we are going to match the first $40,000 in donations. So we're hoping that we get $40,000 in donations, we can match $40,000, and we can double up what we did last year, hopefully delivering clean water and sustainable water solutions to another couple thousand of people that are changing their lives around the world. So most of us don't have to worry about any of this stuff on a day-to-day basis. And I know for a lot of people, money is tight out there. There's lots of different ways you can contribute. Small donations are awesome, and they go a long way as well. Charity Water estimates that just $30 can provide clean, sustainable water for somebody for the rest of their life. So every donation counts. Spreading the word counts a lot. And just living in this thought process of, hey, I have a lot, and if I have something to give, to be able to give someone else a better life as well, that might make a little bit of a more fulfilled world for all of us. So thank you for taking the time to listen through this video, to understand a little bit of the reasoning behind Charity Water and why I'm so passionate about this project. And I hope you consider contributing to the campaign, whether it's financially or spreading the word through social media. Really excited about the campaign this year, really excited to give back, and I want to thank you all for those of you who have contributed in any way, shape, or form to this campaign in the past or in the future. Thank you so much.